Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how did I catch clams and oysters. So this is the guy, clams. This is mussels, and this is oyster. It looks like a piece of rock. Okay, so this is where I usually go to the beach at the sound side, and during the low tide, you can able to have access to the water is not too deep. But if you because I'm sitting down and digging clams, so that's why I do during the low tide instead of in the sound side, water is not super deep. So if you're using the long handle that looks like a rake, if you're gonna use a clam rake, you can go during the mid tide or high tides and stuff like that, because the water is roughly around 2 to 3 feet or something like that during on the sound side. So it doesn't matter what time you're gonna do it, but I usually just go during the low tides so I can sit down and using my tiny little hand rake instead. So this is the tool that you're gonna need, the hand rake. I got this from Amazon. It's Japanese made, very well made, and it's super durable. I love it. Personally, I think that if you're gonna do it on a regular basis, you should invest in something like this. Before, I started out using a dollar store rake, and it's just not that great. I'm telling you, because it's easy. You can easily miss the clams, for example, because the thing here is so big. You see how big it is here? So if you were going this way, you don't know where the clams is going to lay. So it can lay this way or this way. So with this way, you will like catch it, and then it will go over. You can feel it catch it, but it slide over. So you feel like it's a round rock. So you can reach down and grab it, or pry it up and then reach down and grab it. So this is how you catching a clams, this way. But again, this is the ultimate tool for that. I like it a lot. And this is just, if you want to try out like as a new digger, you can just go to dollar store and get this. And if you buying one of these, it's like $7. It's not superly expensive, but at the same time, you can use it for garden work. So it's not going to go to waste in case you only go and do it once. And for the oyster, I use this. I'm going to show you later how I crack it. But this thing gets rusty in no time. I only used this once and got home a few days later, did not rinse it out yet, and it got really bad rusty. Like, see how bad it is. It's terrible. So you got to scrub this out. And the most important thing is protect your hands. So especially even though if you're going to dig clams, you need a glove still, because sometimes when you are going over the oysters, there will be oyster shell all over the place, and it's going to cut you really bad. And you're going to reach down to grab it, and this guy can be in the way. This guy can be in the way, and it will cut your finger. So do not go catching shellfish without gloves. And pretty much with this thing, I'm going to show you how to find them, how to dig for them in the video. And this guy, you don't know where they live. So more likely, I don't do the videos on this guy in the water, because it just, I can't see how they are, where they are, because sometimes during the time that I dig, most of the time is a warm time of the year. So boats going around and they stirring up the water. So you won't able to see it clearly. During the winter, you probably could see it a little bit more clearer. Like you can see might be a little bump on the water, or you can see a tiny bit tip, like this much will show up in the water. But you have to look close and look down to the water. You might able to see it, but sometimes there's no guarantee you can able to see it from the surface. So most of the time you're gonna need this guy to to rake them, and you can hear them like clink. Then you know it's like, okay, something is down there, and you can slide it over, clink, and then slide them over. That means this is the clams. But if you can hear a clink like this, and it's stuck a little more, that means it's more like oyster shells. And sometimes oyster shells are on the top of this guy. So sometimes you have to try to get the oyster shell out, then you can able to reach the clams from the bottom. So happy digging, and I'm gonna show you how to find mussels and oysters and how to harvest them. And so keep watching. I'll talk to you later. Hey guys, I am gonna show you guys how to looking for mussels along the sound side and how to spot them. Okay, so this is along this edge of water. This is where you see all the mussels. That's them. Tons of them. Right there. Right there. That's a lot. There you go. You don't pay attention, but it's there. Right there too. There. So, right on the water, that's where they're at. It's easy to pull them up. I'll pull that up for you. You can use it's deep. This guy is pretty deep. But they're pretty big too. Look at this. Very big boy. There you go. Like pulling out there. I got two big ones. Another third one right here. Some of them are easier than others. Some live in the mud. They're much easier to pull up than this one is kind of like sand, more likely sandy. Look at that. That's a huge guy. Right there. There you go. Look at this. This is mussels. Right here. Right there. Another one right there. So let me show you. I'm using this. How huge they are. Like this size. There's another one right here. So once you're digging down, you can definitely see more. But that's how you spot them. There's another one right here. There you go. This is them right here. This is mussels. And start digging up. selecting the bigger cluster. So like the one that is a little bit bigger, so you can just have to going through taking this cluster right there are easier to get. Look at that. They're very tasty, this guy. So the mussel that you see here is slightly open. That means they are dead, because if some of them might not be dead, but if you are you want to test it, you might want to touch it or some kind of like movements, knock it or something like that. If they're closed, that means they're still alive, but if you touch it and they're still not closed, that means they're full of mud and they are dead. So you guys, you can find mussels along the seagrass like this, but on the lower tide you can able to see them way better than the higher tides. So if you want to go and harvest them, go on the lower tides. You can definitely see these guys exposed, and there will be millions and millions of them along the seagrass. So these are massive cluster of oysters right there. Huge, right there. So all we need to do is just break them apart, take them over, break them apart. There's some clusters right there too. There's a lot of clusters in the water as well, like right there. And then there's more all over. This is a big cluster right here. Right there. That we can break apart, take them home. If they're in a cluster like this, and you only want one, like this guy right here, what you do is you tilt them down like this, and you use, this is the screwdriver, a long one. Okay, you can use this, but I will use the end instead. Crack them like that. You can break them apart. Look. Then you just take what you need. And the small one, look close enough. Sometimes you can't look, but you can just like start digging. Like surface wise, just start digging like this. You're gonna start seeing the mouth you're gonna start seeing the mussels. But I'm just gonna give you an example here, how you're gonna be detecting them. And more likely, they like the mud way better than they like the mud way better than the sand. So you start seeing the sand here, right there. It's not their favorite place. They like mud. So I'll show you the other area where it's mud. This is like the mixture between sand and mud. So I'm going to show you how you're going to find them. It's more likely in the seabeds like this. This is where more likely the place where they like better. So you see them in seagrass like this. Look, you can definitely see them already here. That's them. But sometimes you can see a whole bunch of them, like hundreds of them in one place. But I'm just showing you, this is where they are. But sometimes you have to go through the clusters of these guys and in between the grass. That's where they usually are, in the mud area. Thôi thôi. Cái chỗ mà hồi xưa mình đi với thằng Ren á, mới sồ thôi, nó đeo đồ. Yeah. So this is Tom's harvest. Mr. Fisherman.
Oysterman.
Oysterman. Okay. We got some mussels, and there's more oyster over here too. My mom.
Wait,
You gotta sit down. You know?
There you go.
Look at that!
There's some pretty
Awesome, guys! Look at that.
30 oysters.
That is freaking awesome.
30 oysters right there.
Oh man, that is like the Guys, you can cook your catch if you are camping. You can cook them right on the grill. Whenever they start to open, that's when you open it up, pry it up, and eat it right then. But if you're not, you can bring it home and cook it. I'll show you how. This is our catch during the family vacation, and this is all clams that we caught at that time. So peaceful. Well, I personally don't like eating raw, so I usually just put mine in preheated 450 degrees. With 12 to 15 minutes, it should cook really well, and eat with sriracha sauce. Okay, so this is the oyster shucking, and my friend bought me this. You can put the oyster inside of this thing so you don't hurt your hand. And you pry it out like this. Put some hot sauce on it. It tastes really good. Just for the fun facts that I love eating seafood, because also they are loaded with vitamin B12, and I read that they said roughly around 3 ounces of shellfish contains about 1000% of B12. So if you need energy, you should loading yourself up with oysters and clams or shellfish. Then you get tons of energy. Guys, this is the fun way to enjoy yourself being outdoors, and also like you can catch something to eat, bring it home, and eating healthy stuff. Cause I usually like going to the beach, and like I would go on a kayak and bring my stuff with me so I can dig along the way. So we can stop by a different area. They have little islands on the sound side that is perfect for catching shellfish. And it's not a lot of people that have access to it unless they have kayak or paddleboard. So if you have paddleboard, just bring them out along the sound side, and also like doing a little bit of adventure, and bring your stuff to dig with you, tie them to the back, and just get down and digging. And then you might find something surprise. You might find clams, and also like on the side around the little island, you can definitely find mussels and things like that. So just have a lot of fun and enjoy yourself at the same time. It's beautiful outside or something like that. Just go, and trying out this kind of activities is so healthy for you. So I hope that you have a great time trying out something new, and I hope to educating and helping people to get out and do something that is fun and cheap also. And and also you can catch something that you will eat. Talk to you soon, and I see you some other videos. I will posting up more summer stuff coming up. So I usually catching crabs and shrimp and things like that during the summer. So I'm gonna show you how I catch shrimp and crabs and things like that. So thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Live shrimp.